I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? Okay, we got an author on the show today. You know, I love authors, and me being a person that really wants to author a book, I love interviewing authors, finding out what they're doing with their books and how they came about, writing the books, what influenced them. And so we have Steffen on the show today. Welcome. All right, so tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born in Brazil in 1940 and grew up in Brazil from Swiss parents. And I moved to Switzerland when I was 19 years old. To study, I studied mechanical engineering there, met my wife, married, had 2 children, went back to Brazil for 12 years, then went back to Switzerland and stayed there for the rest of my professional life. After retirement, my wife, Marianne, and I had a RV custom made for us, and with that we traveled around the world for 12 years. And when we stopped traveling because of our old age, we moved to the States to stay near our children and grandchildren. And this is where I am now. And when my wife died, I was really lost somehow, and I started to write for myself. And then I thought perhaps what I'm writing is interesting for my grandchildren too. And then later on, I thought perhaps it's interesting for other people, and my family encouraged me on that. So I decided to make a real book out of it.
Wow.
And that's how the book was born.
Wow, that is so cool. My condolences for your wife.
Thank you very much.
We all have a moment where we have to go.
Yes,
all of us.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, it's sad whether you go first or whether you go last. It doesn't really matter. I don't think it gets any easier for anybody that's left here, but we all have to go. But the book and its dedication to your wife, tell me about that.
It is mainly dedication to my wife, but I also thought it would be interesting for people to see what the world is when you travel around and meet people from all over the place. And as I thought this could be interesting for other people too.
Wow. So tell me, what was that like with you and your wife, to travel all that time and to learn about the States? What did you learn?
Well, I learned lots of things. I think most important thing is that 90% of humanity is good. It doesn't matter where you are, with whom you talk, which religion, from where the people come. People are good in general. And I would say 5% are saints and 5% are devils. But 90% are absolutely okay.
Wow. It's hard to see. I mean, when you're stuck in one area for so long and you go out, what was that like for you?
Well, it was always a change, but it was also, how to say, it was also very interesting. You left a place where you knew everything about it or a lot about it, and you go to a place where you don't know anything about it. And it's a challenge a bit, but it's very interesting and very rewarding too.
Awesome. What was the best time that you had? Like, what was the most memorable moment that you had with you and your wife on the road for those 12 years?
I cannot say there are many such moments, and under very different circumstances. Sometimes we were traveling and seeing new things every day, and that was fascinating. The landscapes were fantastic and everything. And other times we stayed in a certain place for a long time, and that was a place we liked, and it was wonderful. And I remember, for instance, in Australia, some places where we stayed for a long time, like Broome, a city in the northwest of Australia, and south of Sydney in Bulli Beach. And then there are lots of places that were wonderful. And I cannot say one was better than the other or was very special. We enjoyed everything.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm kind of curious. Did you take your trailer or your RV with you? And how did you do that? Or did you leave it in a place?
We traveled with it all the time. We shipped it from one continent to the other. But every year we went for a few weeks back to Switzerland to meet the family, the friends, and to get the paperwork done, and with the banks and with the income tax and all that. And when we did that, we left the car with somebody we met, and we trusted that person, so we left the car there.
Wow. Wow. So that must have been interesting. I mean, to ship it all over the world in your
Yes.
RV, that must have been so cool, though. I mean, like, you get there, the RV gets there, you're with your wife, the RV goes, and there you go. Whoa, that's so cool.
It was. And
Wow.
the RV was actually our home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very, very interesting to find your home. You ship it, then you go by plane, and then at the other side, and then the car comes, and you get your home back, and
Wow.
go on. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Wow. Is there any moment that you would want to change something, or was it always just amazing for you?
There were we had some adventures that were not so funny. In the book, I tell about a case when our car lost power.
Oh no!
And we almost fell down into huge into huge hole, let's say. And this
Oh
I
my
would
gosh!
love not to have gone through this.
I
Fortunately,
agree.
there was a small tree that held us up.
Oh my gosh!
It's all in the book, but it's that was not a very nice adventure.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh! But you got out of it, and you kept going.
The car was stopped against a tree,
Mm.
and then we were able to get in a position where we could, because we were driving up a uphill, very, very steep, and then it lost power, and the brakes were not working so well backwards, and the car started to go backwards, and got out of the road, and we hit it at a small tree, and then I used that tree as a brake, and moved the car so that it was not parallel to the road, but perpendicular to it. So I got back on the road, and then I couldn't go down forward. I had to go backwards, down this whole hill, back to the bottom. And there I put the first gear and put all full power, and I managed to get up out of that place.
Oh my gosh!
That
That must have been
was quite
scary.
That was really scary, yeah.
No, that's not for me. Not for me. No, definitely not for me. I can't imagine. Oh my gosh, you can laugh about that now.
I
But
can laugh about that now, yeah, I do. But you know, in a way, afterwards you feel good that you managed to get out of that, and you have something to tell, you know, and it's but I could have lived without that.
yeah. Definitely could have lived without it. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh wow. So this book is just an amazing adventure of you and your wife on the road. You know, we all have something that we want to leave people. What did your wife leave you?
Uh, wonderful memories, and well, with her, a part of me went away too. I lost half of myself when she went,
Wow.
and it
Well,
never came back.
well, this book is a piece of her and definitely something that we all should admire for such a wonderful person. What was her name?
Marianne.
This is forever for her. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so
Oh,
much. And thank you so much for reliving the 12 years on the road with your wife. And yeah, you could have lived without that moment. I'm just gonna say.
yeah. But perhaps I have to tell you something else.
Yes, definitely.
In the book, I have 3 fables. And the reason is because, you know, when you travel all that time together, we have a lot to talk about, we have lots of experiences and so on.
Mhm.
And I wanted to tell about that too. But you know, I don't like when I read a book and the author starts to tell about his views of things and start to sort of force their ideas on you.
Mhm.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to tell you in a more neutral way.
Okay.
And I saw that Leonardo da Vinci, few people know that he wrote also fables, and his fables are fantastic.
Mm.
And I thought this is a good way to talk about it.
Mhm.
So in those fables, I tell what I thought, what we learned, but it's a fable. I'm not forcing it on people. You know, they
Right.
can read that and amuse themselves or don't like it or whatever. But I'm not forcing anything.
Mhm.
That's why I have fables in the book.
That is so cool. That's just great. I mean, to have all of that and then to have the fables and then to have all of that come together, in one book. Are you writing another book? Is there another book inside of you somewhere?
Yes, I am. I am working on another book, but
Awesome.
that one is a very complex thing, and I'm working it for a couple of years now, and I am not getting much far at the moment. But I hope someday I'll have it.
Yeah,
I'll have
definitely.
it done.
Definitely. Just keep working on it. You'll get it. You'll get it. It'll come.
I hope so. Thank you
It'll
very
come.
much for encouraging me.
Anytime, anytime. And I want to thank you guys so much. And I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to go to the link in the description box. So we're going to have that link, and we're also going to have, around the world in 12 years and 12 square meters. I mean, okay, so wait, 12 square meters. What is that?
Our motorhome, our RV, had about
Ah,
12 square meters of living space.
I gotcha.
And
Wow.
we had a small apartment in Switzerland where we went to stay there when we were in Switzerland, which was also 12 square meters.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we lived 12 years in 12
12
square,
square
square
meters.
meters.
Wow.
And I
That is
thought
so cool.
that's funny, and I put it as a title. Yeah.
Awesome. That I can understand that now. Well, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Till next time, goodbye.